All right, all right, all right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you are in this beautiful world. Welcome to our Wednesday morning. I'm sorry, no, Thursday morning Inner Circle Live session. I'm your host, Ryan Carthage. We'll be joined shortly by my awesome partner, Mr. Benny Allen. Hope everybody's doing well today. Um, Hope you're able to get some sleep after last night's session and looking forward to a great day today. So, as always, let's turn off all distractions, grab a pen and paper for notes, and let's prepare to participate and engage. All right. And just for the courtesy of everybody on the call, please ensure that your mic is muted if you're not actively asking a question or making a comment. All right. So, real quick, as I switch over, just drop me one in the chat if you can hear me okay. Um, just to ensure these audio issues are wrapped up. All right. Beautiful. Beautiful. So, going over to trading economics. Trading economics. So, European shares rebound. European shares rebound after uh, major boroughs in Europe gained nearly 1% on Thursday, rebounding from a 3% loss in previous session, prompting a rally in banking shares after Credit Suisse announced it will be borrowing up to 50 billion from the Swiss National Bank. um, Under a covered loan facility and a short-term liquidity facility. Traders also await the highly anticipated ECB monetary policy decision coming later today. Right? So they got 50 billion from the Swiss National Bank to cover their issues. All right. So we'll continue to monitor that, see how things transpire. We know we got the ECB coming in today at 9:15 with their rate decision, and then 9:45 with their press conference. So we'll watch that and see how those things move. Swiss 10-year yield rebounds, pushed to the upside, rose 1.2% from a 3-month low in the previous session. Those worries about Credit Suisse. All right. Then we talked about Australian job loss last night. Declined 3.5% from an 8-year high, 3.7. So got movement there out of Australia. And that's pretty much it. So come over to the calendar here. Let me just make sure. All right, cool. Over to the calendar for Thursday, right? We do have unemployment claims coming in for the United States, expecting 205,000 unemployment claims. We shall see how that goes. Light news on the Philly Fed Manufacturing Index. And then what everybody's waiting on is that ECB decision at 9:15. All right, so that's the outlook for today. Are there any questions from a fundamental perspective? And not a ton overnight. Not a ton overnight. All right, cool deal. Let's hop over, take a look at posted in the Discord this morning. We'll take a look at the Swiss yen, see what it's doing. So we know a couple things, right? Weekly time frame on the Swiss yen. Still in this 80-20 scenario, right? Still haven't gotten this 382. Okay. Nice bearish action happening this week as that yen is starting to gain that strength, right? Come down to the daily, pushed into that 118, 127 zone here, had those wicks, and then we had the drop off. So we're looking to see if we get a retracement, right? Potentially come back and retest this daily level at 145,888. All right, we'll see if that occurs, right? Strong bearish move, 50 to 60%, potentially a little bit more. So we're looking to see if we get this type of action and then see if we can get a continuation to the downside here. Okay, get back to that support level. So that's what I'm looking for here on the Swiss yen, to continue that downward move off of that weekly 80-20 scenario. All right. So coming down to the 4, here on the 4, we took out the A. All right. So scenario where we flipped that fib. A got taken out. Don't have a new fib that formed just yet. Right. This is our low point, 2 candles to the right. So that fib, when it pops in, it will look like this. Boom. All right. So we're looking to see if we get that pullback here, and that daily level, if we get that retest, is in line with that 618 retracement. Okay. In line with that 618 retracement. Excuse me. So that's the type of action that I'm looking for here, is starting to get these moves like this. Okay. Come down to the 1 hour. And this is what we have. I want to zoom back here. I want to take a look at, hold on. Did it delete everything? It did. All right, that's interesting. So clear that one. I'm going to drop all these levels down there, like so. All right. Here we go. Okay. So that was weird, but I'm gonna look at these fibs real quick. I believe they got taken out, but just want to see. Yep. All right. So that fib got taken out just like it did on the 4. Okay. So here on the 1, right, we're running our fib off of the high, which is right here. Boom. All right. So in a 1 hour time frame, whoops, maybe. There we go. On a 1 hour time frame, this is where we sit. Shallow retracement, 118, 127 zone. Nice push to the upside. Now we're getting a pullback. Okay. So we want to see, we had this little bit of consolidation here. And we'll look at this on the 15 as well. So what I posted in the Discord, right? I had this little bit of consolidation here. We're coming back to retest that consolidation, right? So we'll see if that zone holds and if we get that push to the upside here. So we got 80-20 on the 1 hour time frame and 80-20 on the 15. Okay. So we'll watch this as things move. Okay. Okay. Nice bullish action, pullback retest, right? If you use your trend line, that trend line would have come down like this. Trend line would have been like outside of the consolidation, would have been like that. Bullish, pullback. Okay. So now we'll look for the reversal. So as we come down to the 15, as we come down to the 15, right? Boom. That's the look. Okay. We got the bullish twist ahead. We got our TK crossover. Pullback is happening, right? Now we'll just wait for price to shift, push to the upside. We did get the cloud break. This is our pullback. Okay. So in that 80-20 zone, we'll continue to monitor, look for price to shift, push to the upside. Okay. So that's our intraday opportunity, right? That daily level. That's 272 pips back to the upside if we get back to that daily resistance level. Okay. So that's the opportunity on the table right now for today. Questions here on that Swiss yen? No? Okay. Cool deal. Cool deal. I want to take a look at these other Swiss crosses, that CAD Swiss. We talked about that push up and looking for a retest, right? Daily time frame. We didn't break above this weekly level just yet, right? Weekly support serving as resistance right now, right? Push up into that zone. Now we're getting a little bit of a pullback. Now to the 4, you see that a little bit more clearly there, right? That's our 80-20 scenario on the 4. Okay, we're getting that pull back like we said we wanted to see. So we come down to the 1, and we didn't get that push up to get to the D extension like we wanted, like we talked about last night, but we pulled back to retest this B boundary zone and this resistance, right? Previous resistance that we did say we wanted to see, right? So we just got that a little bit early. This came with that announcement of that 50 billion in support for Credit Suisse, right? That was that retracement, retest that level, and now we're pushing back long. So we'll be looking for price to head to the D extension here and then give us a new AB boundary. Okay. But the break and retest scenario, right? Break and retest scenario. So if we come down to the 15, this is what that looks like, right? I just ran the fibs off the low on the 15, right? We didn't get down into that 618 retracement zone like we would have liked to see. Just came back to a 50% retracement. So I didn't have an opportunity to add here, right? Didn't come into the zone that I wanted it to. Okay. I talked about last night showing that adding to the trade, right? Compounding that trade over time as we trade small. So price didn't come into my zone, right? I wanted to see price come down here. It didn't happen this time, right? So we'll allow price to do its thing. Once it gets to that next D extension, gives us a new swing high and a pullback, then I'll look to see if I have an opportunity to add to the trade here. Okay. But we know our daily 382 is here, right? So we'll have some time to add to this trade if we get the opportunity to. Okay. You guys follow me on that? All right, beautiful. So, but that's the CAD Swiss, right? That's the CAD Swiss. It did what we were looking for it to do. Just didn't come back as deep as we wanted it to. All right. So I'm gonna go back to this real quick. I'm gonna continue to check back on the Swiss yen because I do want to see this turn over and break above that cloud so we can get that ride to the upside there. The Euro Swiss, another one that we're looking for a pullback on. And similar action, right? So here on the 4, had that strong bullish action. Here's that pullback, retest that previous resistance. And you see here, we're also pushing back to the upside, right? So we'll come down to the 1. And this is what that looked like. Just wicked that 382 level. Didn't get deep into the zone like we wanted it to, but did retest that resistance zone that it broke out of, right? Break, retest, continuation, right? So those that do use that break retest strategy, we know we got some that do, right? That was your opportunity there. That was your opportunity there, right? Now we got price pushing to the upside. Okay, so here's another one where, again, didn't get down into my sweet spot like I wanted it to, which is cool, right? We'll continue to monitor it. Once we get there, we'll look for that pullback and see if we get an opportunity to then get long again. Okay. But there was this got me all mixed up again. That was the Euro Swiss, right? We'll come down to the 15 and we can look at it here as well. I didn't look at it here this morning, but whoops. There. So on the 15, you got an 80-20 type scenario here, right? So we'll see if we get that continuation higher or if price pulls back and gives us a deeper retracement. We'll watch that. We'll watch that to see. right? But I think we'll get some follow through and continuation. But that'll also depend on the ECB and what happens at 9:15. Okay, so we'll watch that close and see if we get that continuation to the upside there, which I do anticipate based off the higher time frames. Okay. But overall, right, from a larger perspective, just looking for price to ride back to at least the top of the range. We'll see if we can then get a breakout and push higher. Okay. So that's that Euro Swissy. Questions here? Oh. Okay, cool deal. What was the other one? CAD yen? No. Those were the two that were on my radar. We still got this pound CAD, right? Still making its way to the downside, right? That beautiful move on the 1 hour time frame, still pushing lower. All right. So we'll take the rest of the session. If you guys have any pairs that you have your eyes on, want to take a look at those. And we'll check back on some of the others as things continue to move through. So drop any pairs that you have your eyes on in the chat, and we'll take a look at them. Euro dollar. Okay. Euro dollar. Let's clean this up a bit. All right. We broke that level. That daily level is no good. There's our support level there. Okay. So the euro dollar, this is what we're looking like here. Hold on. I'm going to clean these off. We'll reset these. So it's going to be interesting to see how the ECB comes out. Some of these euro pairs are sitting at key levels. Pound, dollar, Aussie yen, oil. All right, cool deal. We got the support level here on the euro dollar, and we're trying to push to the upside after this strong bearish move right here, right? So we want to see, do we just take back some of this move, or do we continue making this way to the upside out of the 618 retracement zone on the daily time frame? All right, so that's the question. So we bring these levels down to the 4, right? And this is the range that we're in right now here. Okay. Bottom of the range, making our way back to the top of the range. So if we look at it from a fib perspective, we look at it from a fib perspective, run the fib off the low. Bang. Right? Deep retracement on the 4. 8-6 level. If we make our way back all the way to the top, right, in this weekly resistance level at 111, right, that'll be the D extension there. Back to parity we go. And we might, Reese. We definitely might. It might not be right now, but as the ECB gets prepared to do, as the Fed gets ready to do their thing, I definitely think we could get back to parity, man. I definitely think we could. So we'll see, right? This 107, 875 is going to be a key level, I think. And if we're able to break above that, then we could see rises a little bit higher before we get price to turn over and press back down. All right. So, but that's the 4 hour time frame there. We come down to the 1. And here on the 1, I believe this fib gets taken out, but let's take a look. Oops. Oh, nope, not yet. So here's the fib on the 1, just a lot of bouncing back and forth. We got just shy of a 786 retracement here. Not able to break out to the D extension. We got this pullback here, right? Got this pullback here. So we can look at this from 2 perspectives. This is the long capital fib here. Then if we look at it from a shorter term perspective, just off the most recent high, this is the pullback that we're seeing. So again, the question is, do we stay in this range and make our way back down after this pullback, or does this ECB decision push us above that 107,875? Right. So again, this level is going to be key for us to watch as price moves throughout the day and the rest of this week, really. Right. We're at a 382 right now. We'll see as we get higher in that zone and as we get through the emotional reactions of the ECB and the press conference. Okay. So that we'll watch. That we'll watch. All right. What you seeing on the 5-minute, Carolyn? Talk to me. Down on the 15. A buying opportunity. Let's see. Let's look at the 15. 15, we got a deep retracement here, right? 618 level, coming back to retest the cloud. We got that cloud break there, right? Coming back to retest the cloud. Let's come down to the 5. Let's see. Took out the A on the 5. Okay. Coming into a sweet spot here on a retracement. I dig that. All right. AB boundary, 50%. Push. If we get back into the sweet spot there, I'd like that. All right. I'd love to see it push just a little bit lower. Come down like this. I dig it. I dig it. Let's see. Let's see. That's a good eye there. It's good work. Good work. All right. Let's see if we get a little bit of a deeper push is what I'd like to see. All right. If we come down here, boom. Then an opportunity to get long. I follow you. I follow you. Nice work. All right. Euro USD on the 5-minute intraday opportunities, right? As price continues to linger down, right? Benny talked about last night, dropping down to that 1-hour time frame, right? So you can bring that 5-minute fib down to your 1. Look for the cloud break for those that trade on these lower time frames. Get you that additional confirmation, right? Something like this. All right. Drop down to your 1 and then watch it here, right? Look for that cloud break on the 1 and then get your opportunity to get long. I like it. I like it. Nice work. Nice work. Questions on that Euro USD? Yep. Cool deal. Let's go oil. Let's see. I haven't touched this markup in a minute, so let's take a look at it and see how it's played out. All right. Clean some of this up. So just been moving down, still in this 118, 127 zone, but this $60 level is one that I've been watching due to that's the level that the U.S. government wants to get oil, right? $60 a barrel, something I was talking about last year, right? And they're ultimately achieving their goal, right? Price pushed down to $66, hasn't been seen since 2021, right? So we'll see if we get this last push down even further, right? Into these monthly support levels, okay? Got a resistance here. That level got taken out, so we'll clear that out. That level got taken out also, so we'll clear that out. And this is what we're looking at, okay? So that's a daily look. We'll drop down to the 4. Let's see. Come back to our high. Boom. Still lingering, right? If we break below this weekly level at 66.12, right, the extension is right below. So I think that's where we're headed on oil. right? At least in the short term, right? If we break that level, then $60 is right in range, right in range. So I think there's more downward movement to come. Even if we get a pullback, that pullback could look something like this, come back to previous support levels here, and then looking for continued move to the downside like so. Then as we get into the 61, 62, 61, 60 in these zones here, right? Then I'd be looking for buy opportunities. Let's see what the one says. Actually come back. I'm gonna pull that out. Now we'll go to the one. Just want to see if this larger fib runs all the way through on the lower time frame. And it does. Right? So that's our 1 hour fib there, right? Long drawn out, but we're in an 80-20 zone, right? If we do break this level, right, that'll push the D extension on the 1 hour too. So we got a D extension potential on basically every time frame, right? If we start breaking these levels and moving down. So that's something that we'll keep our eyes on. I definitely think we could make that move to the downside. If we look at this in more of a short-term view and just look at this last impulsive leg to the downside, I'm going to take the cloud off for a second. Just look at this last move here. Boom. All right, there's your AB boundary. 618 retracement zone comes back in alignment with that previous support, right? So the support level even comes here. So that zone right there, right in line with the 618 retracement, I think we could see something like that. So on oil, I'd be looking for high prices and then get short is ultimately what I'd be looking for. So that's what I'd be looking for there. Okay. Boom. And then opportunity to get short, looking for price to get down to, right, those lower levels, 60, right? That D extension here on the 1 hour time frame is right in line with that $60 level. So it all falls in line. D extension on the higher time frames and the lower time frames getting to that $60 level. So that's what I'd be looking for here on oil. All right, high price to get short in the short term. Long term, I'm going to start looking for buys once we get down to those levels. All right. Questions on oil? You are welcome, Poppy. No questions. Cool deal. And we had pound dollar Aussie yen. Pound dollar. Give me 1 second, everybody. All right, cool deal. So pound dollar, right? We're actually, let's take a look at the dollar first, right? I looked at the euro dollar, the DXY, and then we'll come back to that pound dollar, right? DXY. Strong push to the upside yesterday. Pull back. This black line here is previous resistance that we had here, right? This range that we were in at that 50% 618 retracement zone, right? We got price to come back and retest that level. So now it's a question of, does that zone hold for an opportunity to push to the upside? Okay. Does that zone hold for an opportunity to push to the upside? Trying to get that movement now, but again, that rate decision coming out of the ECB is going to be important for us to watch, right? Because again, the DXY heavily weighted by the euro, 55-60%, right? So we'll see how this moves. We could see a deeper push, potentially giving us a double bottom or something like that at the 618 retracement zone. So we'll watch as we move through that 9:15 time frame, right? But we'll see if we get another push down into the zone, and then see if we get an opportunity to get long during that rate statement. Okay, so that's what we'll watch on the DXY. So just be aware of that as we're looking at these dollar crosses, right? Pop back over here real quick. I'm not there. Swiss yen. All right, cool deal. So back to this pound dollar, right? So daily time frame, we're trapped in this range, top of the range, bottom of the range, trying to push back to the top, right? So if we get another retracement on the dollar, we could see something like that, right? Back to the top of the range, and then we'll see if we turn over and press back down. Okay, that's one perspective here. Okay, come down to the 4, right? We're trapped in the range, so higher time frame is going to be pretty choppy, but on the 4, we still got this 80-20 scenario that we're trying to see if it'll play out for us or not, right? But if we push back to the top of the range, that'll give us a high price. That'll give us a high price to then potentially get short on that move back down. Okay, so that's the other perspective here is this 80-20 scenario, right? And getting short in favor of the dollar over the pound in this scenario. Okay, so we'll come down to the 1. And here on the 1, we're just going to look at it from the bottom of the range. Right? Took out the A on that push down. So we'll run it off the high. Boom. All right. And that's where we sit here. So we got a 50% retracement pressing down. We'll see what happens, right? We'll see what happens. See if we continue down or if we turn back over. And this is just a lower high for that move to continue up. Okay, so we'll watch that there. So not a lot for me right now, but I'm watching this movement here. And if you drop down to the 15, right, you can run your fibs from the low and see what you got. Right, we got a 618 retracement on the 15-minute time frame. So if you watch this on the lower time frames here, we'll see if we stay inside this AB boundary and get price to turn over and get back long, right? And ultimately that'll give us that opportunity to push back up to the upside to get to the top of the range there. So I'm mixed on this pound dollar right now until after we get that rate decision out of the ECB. But we could see this bounce here. Right? If we take out that A, then we'll just flip the fib and run it off the high and look at things to the downside there. Okay, so that D extension on that sub fib on the 15, draw closed out. Yeah, that was your your mistaken short or your mistaken buy. But that's the sub fib here on the 15, right? Price pressing to the downside. That D extension still inside that AB boundary. And mistaken short. Yep. So even if we get there, 8-6 retracement, still looking at buying opportunity potential on the lower time frame. So this could be an intraday opportunity, right? If we get price to turn over. So we'll watch it closely and see. Okay. So that's just the back and forth that we're seeing there. So let's watch it. Let's watch it and see if we stay inside that AB boundary. Okay. Brandy, what are you seeing on this pound dollar? Anything particular?
No, nothing in particular.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool deal. Let's see here. Then the Aussie yen. Any other questions on this pound dollar?
No.
Oh, cool deal. One second, everybody. Benny, good morning, bro.
Ryan, good morning. Good morning, everybody. How are you, Ryan?
I'm doing well, man. How about yourself?
All doing pretty good, man. Just sitting on the sideline waiting. Been a
Just
good week
waiting.
so far, so just kind of laying low.
Yep. I dig it. I got a couple that I'm watching, right? Got some pullbacks on those that CAD Swiss and that Euro Swiss, but sitting and waiting on that
Mhm.
ECB decision for sure. Also got that Swiss yen looking for potential retracement on too. Waiting on the cloud break on the lower time frames, but
Oh yeah. Just sitting waiting. Big decision coming at 8:30. So
yeah,
seemed like
man.
it was super clear cut not too long ago, but now who knows?
Who knows? Who knows? What are your thoughts on Swiss National Bank giving that 50 billion?
Hey, you got to do what they have to do. You know. Um, I'm glad. I'm glad somebody's stepping in because my man yesterday definitely made it clear that he wasn't. So I,
This is facts.
yeah. So I'm glad to see that they're gonna step in and help them out. For the sake of the depositors.
Yeah.
So I think that was a big deal that they're coming to the rescue. So I know that's like the last thing that any central bank wants to do is to lend money, but glad they can do it.
Yeah, because they're ultimately the last resort, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so we'll see. We shall see. Um, yeah. Some definitely do have their money in that Swiss in those Swiss banks. That's for sure. Um, those offshore accounts and those countries that have more lenient tax policies, it definitely makes things interesting. Cool deal. Appreciate you, bro. So on this Aussie yen, so Reese, Credit Suisse, what happened yesterday is their top investor said that so the Bank of Saudi Arabia will no longer won't go above their 9.9% that they have in the Swiss bank, and that caused a market frenzy because they're ultimately the largest investor in the Swiss National Bank. So I'm sorry, not Swiss National Bank, but Credit Suisse, and so that caused some frenzy. And then there were some interviews where it was a CEO that said that they had some how did he put it? Material concerns, I think is how he phrased it, with some of their reporting from
Yes.
2020 and 2021, as far as their financial reporting. So now they also have to they have some issues with how they're reporting their finances. So they also have to do some additional audits with I believe it was with the FDIC and some other folks due to those issues, right? And so that caused some concerns as we're moving through these interesting times for banks. Uh, yeah, yeah. So that caused a lot of concern, and it dropped crazy, 20%, 30%, something like that to the downside as far as their stock price goes. And then Swiss National Bank came in and said they would lend them support because they had something like 10 billion in total deposits that they weren't able to fully pay out on, and they were able to recover 7, and they were still short about 3 billion. That would just ultimately get them back to break even. Swiss National Bank came in late last night and said they're going to support them with 50 billion in liquidity to allow them to move forward in their current situation. So Yeah, tons of back and forth that happened yesterday. It caused all kinds of frenzy in the market, all kinds of frenzy. So, tons of risk off fears. You had your yen start to pick up some steam. So this Aussie yen, right, pushed down back to this weekly support level, right? We got that reaction. This was a previous daily support. Not able to close below that daily support, right? But we did push down. Now we're pulling back. So we'll watch to see what happens here if we get a retracement or if price continues to the downside. We got a 618 retracement here on the daily time frame, right? So this will be interesting to see which direction we move, right? Do we bounce and start to get this retracement, double bottom type scenario there, or, right, this price continue to make its way to the downside, right? With more risk off fear. So we'll see. Coming down to the 4, zooming out, right? Similar look to that daily, just a deeper retracement there, right? 8-6 retracement on that push, right? So this is ultimately the range kind of that we're playing in. Top of the range here, back down to that weekly support. So we'll see if we start to make our way back to the top or we push down and break that level ultimately. Okay. So that's what we're looking to see. So not a ton happening from a higher time frame perspective. We come down to the lower time frames, and this is where we sit on the 1, right? We got a fresh AB boundary. Here's our retracement. We'll see, right? We broke back above that daily level. We'll see if that continues to hold that support and if we get a deeper retracement here, right? Strong bearish move. See if the market continues to take back 60, 70, 80% of that move. If we get some action like that, that could potentially give us a high price to then get short if the opportunity presents. Okay. We'll watch to see if we stay in more of this risk off environment and these are just retracements, or do we take out that A, right? So already on the move off that B boundary back to the upside here. Okay. And that's pretty much it there. If you come down to the 15, you already hit your D extension there, and you're getting a pullback now, right? You're getting a pullback now. So that new fib would look something like this, and we're close to taking that out as well. So if that daily level holds, we'll see a push to the upside, take out that A, and then our fibs are going to be running from the bottom here on the 15, like so. So that's it. It's pretty choppy right now, pressing sideways. So you want to see some movement to the upside there. But that's the Aussie yen. Not much doing. We'll wait, be patient, see what transpires throughout the day today. Hey, no doubt, Reese. Okay. So there you go. Any questions on the Aussie yen?
Nope.
Cool deal. What else did we have here? That was it. All right, cool deal. Check back on the Swiss yen on that 15. See where we are. If I can find it. There we go. Yep, still hovering in that low zone. We could see that continue to press sideways for a bit, but any other pairs that you guys got your eyes on that you want me to take a look at? On the Swiss yen, Joy, I'm watching the 15 on this one. All right, I'm looking for break back above the cloud here. But that's the 80-20 that posted in the Discord here on the 15. You also got an 80-20 on the 1 as well. All right. Pound NZD. Yeah. There's your pound Swiss, right? All those Swiss crosses made those retracements. Let's take a look at that pound NZD. Ooh, let me clean this up a little bit. Come back to the daily. Take the cloud off. All right, let's clean this up a little bit. This is one that I don't trade a ton. Swing low there, resistance there. Boom. That's a bit better. All right. So that's where we are. Let's look at fibs on this one off the daily. All right. Off your low, 618 retracement, trying to make our way to the upside there. Right. Beautiful swing here on that push to the upside. Right. Walking those stairs. So we'll see if we get back to the top of this range here and break out of that 196.859 zone. All right. Let's go to the 4. And here we know we got this C on the daily time frame. So I'm just going to zoom in on this low point here and map our fibs to the upside. All right, 618 retracement here as well. Trying to make our way up. We're trapped a bit in this range. Daily resistance, daily support. Right. So we'll see if we start or if we continue to make those higher highs and higher lows. Okay. So as we come down to the 1, look at it from the same perspective. Boom. Nice push to the downside here. Didn't quite get to that 118, 127 zone off the shallow retracement, but beautiful retracement, right? 382. And now we're just stuck in this tight range here. All right, top of the range, got a little bit of retracement. So that's where we sit there on the 1. Moving to the upside nonetheless, though. All right, moving to the upside. So come down to the 15. Let's see. Just going to map these all the way through. Probably got quite a few that are taken out, but we'll see what happens. Yep. All right, so we'll come to the low here. Nope, not that one. All the way through. All right, so that occurred. So we'll take those. Right, tons of bounce back and forth. So we come here to the low, boom. All right, so that's a fib on the 15 also, right? 382 retracement. So we'll see what happens. Kind of just ranging, right? With those fibs getting taken out back and forth. So we'll see if this pullback, right, gives us an opportunity to get long, get back to that daily level 196.859. Yeah, for me, not a ton here. For me, not a ton there. Okay.
No, I was just double checking. I was just riding away because I took that initial sale that was called out, and then I hit TP, and I was like, let me see what happened. I did. I was bad, and I just hit buy, but I did. But I closed out last night because it was getting wavy. So I was like, I wonder if this is still like a potential buy, but with it like the GP NZD and the Aussie NZD, when it started doing this, I quit.
Oh yeah, yeah. When it started bouncing around, man, I sit to the side and let it do its thing. Let it do its thing. Absolutely, I dig it. I dig it. Cool. Anything else? Anybody got any other pairs? All right. That's all I've got. That's all I got my eyes on. Like Benny said, sit on the side waiting to see what the ECB has to say. See what Christine Lagarde says when she steps to that microphone at 9:45. Give us a reaction in one direction or the other. All right. Benny. Gold. Yeah, let's this is also an interesting one. Gold is also interesting. Ben and I were talking about that yesterday. We got a lot of investors saying, gotta keep your eyes on gold as we go through these turbulent times. It's all interesting. So let's look. Look. Take that out for a second. 80-20 scenario. 80-20 scenario. This was daily support. Daily support there. Shallow retracement, 118 to 127 zone. Look at the shift. Look at the swing. Right? Look at the swing. Boom. Okay. Doesn't matter the asset class. Doesn't matter the asset class. But there's your 80-20 scenario there. So we'll watch to see what happens here from this perspective, right? We took those daily levels out. So we'll make some changes. These are support levels. That level got broken as well, right? We broke back above, retested. Now we're trying to push higher. And that's the support level there. Right. So next level is 1959. We'll see if we get there. Had this breakout here, right? Bearish engulfing candle, price moved, and then reversed. So let's drop down to the 4 and look at it there. Let's see. All right, similar deal, right? 80-20 scenario. Boom. And there's your shift. All right, deeper in the zone here on the 4. So we'll see what happens if we get to this resistance level at 159. Coming into your 1, gonna look at this. Believe from the bottom up. Yep, took out the A on the 1, right? But again, shallow retracement, 118, 127 zone. And there was your move to the upside, right? So on all levels, you had an 80-20. You had an 80-20 on gold, right? On all levels. So now on the 1, right, we look from the low, run the fibs up, like so. Let's see, which one am I missing here? Oh, gotcha. All right. Boom. Okay. Retracement here. It's trying to get back long, right? Just shy of a 50% retracement. So we'll see if we get that push back to that daily level, right? On that 1 hour, that'll be the D extension. And then we'll see what transpires after that, right? So looking for price to get long again. And then we'll see what happens at 1959. That's what I'll be looking to see. Okay. Questions on gold? You see anything specific on this one, Reese? It's interesting that the dollar got long and gold got long yesterday in that risk-off scenario. It was very, very, very interesting. Very interesting. Gotcha. For sure. All right. So we'll see what happens at the top here. All right. Before we wrap, just take a quick peek back. Still hovering at the bottom of that. Look at this pound yen also. Let's see where we are. Ooh, that's on the 1 minute time frame. AB boundary, shallow retracement. Let's come back to the 15 here. Let's look at this. Might have an opportunity on that 1 minute time frame, Benny. AB boundary, 618 retracement, price pressing to the downside, right? Those yens picking up that steam. On the 4, similar deal. 618 retracement, okay? Making its way down. But do we take back some of this strong bearish move here, right? That's what I'm looking to see. Do we take back some of that move, just like some of these other yen crosses? Right? So here on the 1, take this out for a second. Here on the 1, right, looking at this move to the downside. There's your AB boundary there, right? Do we get a deeper retracement here? Take back that portion. High price to then potentially get short with these yens. Okay, that's what I'm looking to see on these. So as we come down to lower time frames, we'd look at that more closely. So on the 15, this is your fib to the downside right there. We've got an 80-20 scenario here on the 15-minute. Right, just ranging right now, moving through the cloud is price. Okay, so we'll see if we get price to turn over and push here. So here's an 80-20 that we could see if it plays out, right? But again, be patient, wait for confirmations, wait for Christine Lagarde to get to the microphone. Okay, and then, right, Benny talked about those 1 minute plays on cloud breaks. So here, looking at it from this perspective, right, how it all falls into alignment. All right, you run your fibs to the downside, come to the high, boom. Here you got an 80-20 on the 1 minute time frame, right? Short-term trade, short-term opportunities. We'll see if we get a cloud break, right? Give us that initiation to that retracement. Okay. So we'll watch that too. We'll continue to watch these lower time frames and see how things play out. But that's the pound yen. That's the pound yen. All right. Again, on these yens, looking for some retracements to happen. We'll see if we get them. Okay. Anything before we wrap it up, bro?
No, sir, man. Just continue to be patient. Patience pays.
Patience pays.
Right. And hey, always seek first to preserve capital. That's your job. All right. So just be patient. Let's see how things play out as we close out the week. It's a big day today with the ECB decision. And then what'd you say? Was it not? You said 9:45?
9:45 is a statement.
Yep. So it's going to be this. Yeah. So it's going to be important today, both, right? The rate decision, which seemed to be already in the bag, but we don't know. And then the monetary, guidance going forward is going to be very, very important. So let's see. Typically they'll have it like live on YouTube or on one of the sites. So see if we can maybe post it in the Discord when she starts to speak. So
Yep. We'll definitely we'll get that in there.
All right. Well, other than that, look forward to seeing everybody tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
All right, everybody. Have an awesome day. We'll see you tonight. Peace.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You are welcome.